Well, feeding out another bale. Playing the Russian roulette. Let's see what it's like. Oh, this one has some holes in it. That's not going to be good. Those are going to be rotten. This is also a slightly smaller bale. Oh, and it's all torn on this side too. Damn it, that's not going to be good. I hate having to buy other people's stuff like this. All the moving back and forth, loading it on the trailer, unloading it here, bringing it down here. Beautiful day, ain't it? It's getting rain. Well, awful wet bale. Yeah, that must have just happened. That damage there must have just happened when I was unloading it earlier last week. Whenever it was. It actually doesn't look. Yeah, this side's a little manky. Here's the bottom where it was laying. Actually doesn't smell anything. Huh. Put the mold up here. Debating, do I put it down here and feed it to the cows? Ooh, mold. Jesus. I think I bought a big pile of garbage up there. Yeah, that's mold. Shit. Hi, Mabel. I'll have to get you another bale, darling. She heard the tractor, saw the bale come down, thought they'd come eat something. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to set that aside and go get a different bale because I'm not feeding that to the in-milk cows. The heifers can pick through that. I don't want to feed it to the calves. They don't need anything that rich. But yeah, the heifer should be done with the bale they're on tomorrow morning, and I can give them this. Yeah, it's not. Damn it! I hope the rest aren't like that. I didn't see those holes. Every time there's a hole, and the fact that he doesn't wrap them with enough plastic. Yeah, I think I bought a big pile of shit, is what I think. All right, I've swapped out bales. I've set that one down there to bring to the heifers tomorrow. Slice into this one, see where we're at. Oh, this knife is dull. Well, this one looks a little more promising. Smell more silagey too. None of these have the sweet smell that my bales have though. I don't know if that's from being second year or lack of wrap. That's the one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 layers only. Yeah, 6 minimum, especially if you keep them in 2 years. Damn it, this one's got a little bit of slime, a little bit of mold on it where it was laying, but otherwise okay. I think we got something to feed them, but again, that's not primo second cut. This is looking more like first cut. Maybe it's, I don't know. I guess it doesn't have all seed bits in it. Now, the problem is every bale is going to be suspect with me. I'm always going to be second guessing. After being bitten, that's at the 4th or 5th bale I've opened. So yeah, it's going to be always, every bale is going to be a questionable in my mind now. We're going to unroll that one and take the twine off it later and start feeding some of it out and check it out. For now, I'm going to pull down one of these hay bales that got nicked open the other day and feed it out to the calves up front here. It seemed to be done with the silage roll I popped in there the other day and unrolled. Was that Saturday, Sunday? So they're basically just sleeping on most of it. I'll pop this down, unwrap it, cut the twine, pick it up, dump it in the field, and then I'll hand unroll it. Well, I'm winded, despite that being a hay bale. That's a damn solid heavy bale. Just get the tractor moved around here. Calves are having a blast. Rubbing their heads in it. And Sean Bean there, the bull calf, helped me unroll it a little ways. Well, that bale smells just like late summer. Beautiful. Love the smell of hay. A little bit sweet from being wrapped, but it's wasn't high. It wasn't low enough dry matter, rather. It's too high dry matter. It wasn't low enough to ensile at all. Basically, the wrapping was just to keep it dry because I don't have a barn. That was great. So that was glad. A nice solid bale. Oh my God. Night and day compared to what I just fed out. So let's go down and look and unwrap that one and start feeding it out. And again, chopped. The hay was chopped. Just so easy to feed out. I still have the cows out because there's still a little grass out there for them to eat. But I'm hoping that this week, I haven't made it there yet. I'm hoping to get some chipping going so I can clear out the barn, clean it, and put chip in. Dang. And I was at the feed store today, and I didn't think about buying lime and a spreader, because I do want to lime this well, and we'll get the calves out of there this weekend. I want to clean this, lime it, chip it, and then the cows can be in here. Not that I want them in, because that's just a lot of manure shoveling, but a little section of the wood over there with a lot of growth in it that doesn't need to be there, that I can chop and run through the wood chipper and chip it and store it here, and it's just put it right in the barn even. And while the cows are out, there's an easy way to get to it. Now tomorrow I may move the heifers in with the turnips if they finish their bale, and then I can get to the chipper easier, because the chipper right down is in the old pig yard, and the heifers are kind of blocking my access there easily, because as soon as I drive the tractor down there, they'll all come running up to find out what I'm doing. It'll make it hard to get in and out without having 5 heifers everywhere. But I could go the other way with the skid steer, at least go take the grapple into the forest and bring back some grapple loads of brush to chip. I may also drop some of those dead trees in there so I can chip up the tops while I'm at it, and just bring skid steer buckets of stuff. The problem is I have to, in order to do it right, in order to not be putting wood chip over manure, I want to clean the barn and put the chip in the same day without there being cows in it. And right now, I think we got a storm bearing down on us tomorrow and Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, when we already had other plans, this weekend we want to unload the corner of the storage area of the shipping container of some of the things we inherited, so that we can put them in the house so we can make use of them, so we can get things processed, get the room open in the shipping container, because I've got to put, I'm not sure that much of that's going to happen. We got to make space for the stuff in the house still. That'll probably eat up all our time. But I need to get that shed, that little wooden shed, taken down and put in the contents and stuff, put in the shipping container. A, so it's accessible this winter. B, so it's in dry storage. And C, because I want to take that shed down and put another shipping container up, preferably before cows start calving. Otherwise, we're going to be back to this pen in the corner. Well, let's see how this bale feeds out. Well, I did have to pull off quite a sizable pile of stuff. The mold went right through, but it did stop after a while. That's good. Let's hope I don't find any random patches elsewhere. I can feed it to the calves. They're just gonna stomp it into their bedding anyway, so that'll be good. Anyway, I got Mabel's happy to be going to town down here while the others are out in the field, so they're all gonna come chomping in here, I think, soon time to start milking. Now the pigs have gone and tore up. I'm not gonna go over there because it'll agitate them. They've gone and tore up one of the expensive gates that I bought, thinking that they'd be pig proof. And now they're forcing me to do what I was going to do to a regular gate like this, which is weld a piece of heavier gauge hog panel on it. Except this one is very definitely broken, and I need to fix that. I don't want to mess with it. It's too bent up, so I'm just gonna cut it, and any loose wires I'll tack when I'm welding it to the other gate. This is a heavier gauge wire than what they use on the gate panel, so it should be better. It's gonna mar the galvanizing is all. So anyway, they make gates out of such lightweight metal these days, it's kind of ridiculous. I may have to start building some of my own gates just to get heavier duty gates. I don't know if you can see how bent that is. It's pretty bad. Bent there, and it's got a big bend. The stuff that really doesn't show up well on the camera. Got a big bent section right here. I only need 8 feet of the gate, 8 feet of this wire for the gate, so I should be able to do this. I think this is a 16-foot panel, 16 or 18 foot maybe, unless I've cut it down over the years. This is proper hog panel. The rest are the bigger, taller ones are cattle panels. I only have 2 of these, but this is the worst one. I'm gonna chop it up for the gate though. Have a second use, have a second life. Oh. We thankfully have had rain overnight, and it was pretty gray and rainy yesterday. Didn't actually get much done. It's quite windy still. Apparently, the cows have decided they didn't want to come into the barn for milking. So I'm out here getting them. Way later than we wanted to be milking. There's been issues. So, yeah. We just don't have enough time in a day to get everything done, so it spills off into the first of the morning. And then we delay everything so we never get everything done. Come on, cows, let's get up, let's go, milking. At least I can say the cows are out here in the field where it's clean. It rained so much last night that the barn, outside the barn is a slick, nasty mess. So I'm glad the cows aren't trying to hang out there. Still, yesterday was too windy to go get any brush for chipping. I need to desperately get wood chip in the barn so the cows have somewhere to relax in the barn. Without stanchions in the barn, the only way the cows will spend time in the barn is if there's chip or straw or hay down. And well, I could take a bale and spread it out in there. I'd rather wood chip be the base and then hay, because the hay doesn't allow for drainage and the wood chip does, so that the cows stay drier and the bedding lasts longer. So either way, I need wood chip. And unless this storm abates, it's supposed to get mildly sunny, and it has stopped raining. But unless it abates soon, I probably won't go out into the forest to trim for brush. Come on, Luna, let's go. Today, because the chance of getting hit with a widowmaker in this wind is just too great. I'm down here feeding the heifers. I'm just checking to see this field they've been in. I would have thought they would have eaten all the turnips off first. Turns out they haven't. There's still a lot of turnips left. They're almost done with this field unless they eat those turnips. I do need to come down here and gather up the uneaten turnips for the pigs. They've actually grown really well. But I'm gonna leave them down here. If we got hard frost, the cows will eat the turnips once they're mushy. They tend not to eat them right now when they're frozen. They tend not to eat them right now when they haven't been softened by frost. But oftentimes, once they do soften with a frost, it's too hard, too wet, or too whatever to get down here. Now, obviously, they did munch that one a little bit. Either that or the rats were down here. This one grew up kind of diseased. But yeah, I would hope. I mean, they're high in protein, good in fiber. I would hope the cows would eat these things. At least the heifers. Cows might not. They're a little fussier. But we had a tremendous amount of rain last night, just walking around, seeing the buckets and barrels full, and the amount of runoff that's happened after a long drought where the ground was packed hard and baked hard. A lot of rain like that overnight just runs off. The barn is flooded, full of water. It's going to take a while to solve that. We aren't to the point where we have the other building built in the roof, which would stop the runoff, a large part of it. So yeah, there's that mess to deal with today. A puddle of calves. Well, during milking, the heifers shoved their trough over the fence. 3 of them got out. I was having an interview up in the barn. Allison came and got me, and we had to chase Fern, Teasel, and Flora out into the barnyard And because Astrid and Joy were pressuring things, we had to let them up in here. So now the heifer's back in with the cows. Not happy about that. I can't let the heifers back down here because the cows will charge me, because they'll think I'm letting them somewhere new. I'm just gonna send everyone out to the big field for now. And then maybe I can segregate the heifers and just leave them out in the field. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Heifers will think they're going somewhere special. Come on, guys. Hey. Dory, go. Gonna have to go get the cows a bale for today, for later. Well, I was just cleaning off the pad so that I can put a bale down here for the cows. And I come to find out that this headstock is loose on this end. The short bolts I had put in there are pulled out. So I better go fix that ASAP before the cows realize that they could get out there and rip that off and end up with one of them on it, have it on their head. Well, I was only held on with 4-inch bolt lags or whatever screws, so I threw in some 6-inch ones. That should help for the moment. When we put those up, 3 or 4 years ago, didn't know how they were going to work. Turns out they work quite well, but it was never built for them to be there, so kind of a make-do situation. I should really make some metal plates that those attach to. Be a much better situation. Got a new camera mount. Maybe it'll help me film more and be better. It's got a clamp on it that should help. I'm just out here. I let everybody into the big field, and the heifers are chasing around. They're stopped for the moment, but they were really tearing all over the place, which didn't make me happy because the ground's soft. They could be churning it up. It's quite windy, so one of them's in heat, so it's possible they were just gallivanting around because they haven't seen so much space for a while, but they have been down on grass down below. So who knows? Anyway, let's get the cows a bale while I'm resting here. All right, let's go see if this bale is any good. It's an extra big one, so we'll have to find out. Well, my fears of this bale are avoided or alleviated or whatever. It doesn't smell bad. It's not sweet, but it's definitely not bad, and I don't see a lot of mold. And so we're gonna feed that out. Now this bale, I think I'm gonna go ahead and deposit down the hill. We'll block the cows in the field, and I should be able to snick down in there. All right, well, it says my phone is out of storage, so that sucks, and my iCloud account is out of storage, so that sucks. So making these videos is eating up a lot of space. So problem is, when that gate is open to allow the cows back and forth, this fence isn't hot, other than if it gets its juice from somewhere else. I'm just down here seeing where that somewhere else could be. Don't really want the cows down here. This far, the heifers are one thing, the cows are quite another. I feel a bit like that Greek, who was it, Sisyphus or whatever, pushing a stone up the hill, have it come back down. Maybe that's an allegory about farming. All right, well, now we'll go get the tractor and get that bale brought down here, and then see if I can't hook onto that chipper. All right, we'll get that bale brought down there. It is, apart from the wind, it's not raining anymore. We got 2 inches last night. It is a lovely day, but it'll be going on 3 here soon, and it'll start getting dark. And I gotta break off and bring our new to us employee back home soon, so that'll eat some time up. But having this bale out of the way will help for tomorrow. Today's Friday, right? Saturday I'm busy. So no chipping tomorrow. Well, maybe they'll tear into that, eat what's good out of it. I don't know. Not confident. See what happens. PTO shaft is up above. I have to share the PTO shaft for this with the fertilizer spreader. Thing I don't always need to worry about is hitting that back window when it's open. All right, that's up. All right. Feet. Need to get the skid steer down here and clean up that old pig yard mess. But that's, oh, hey, I didn't realize I had a cattle panel down here. That's part of another ongoing project. So it's gonna have to wait.